Hi guys, hope you're having a great day. I've just had a nice cup of tea. I'm ready for the day ahead and the video. So I've got a device here which is a Microsoft Surface Pro, and the model number of it is a 1926. So it's a Surface Go 2, sorry. And this has got an issue with the screen, so we'll just switch it on. There you go, you can see that's absolutely hammered. So I'll just power it down, and I've got a heat pad here which I'm going to switch on now, and I'll put the device on, the glass facing down, for about, I don't know, about 5 or 6 minutes, probably a bit longer. When that gets to about 80 degrees, we'll attempt to take the glass off. Now what I'm going to use today to do that is obviously the heat mat. If you haven't got a heat mat, which I assume a lot of people don't have one of these knocking about at home, is use a hairdryer. Use a hairdryer, heat section by section. So I do, whichever section you want first, and then get one of these kind of tools, or a playing card, or a plastic card like this, not too thick, pretty thin. And just try and get into, prise the glass out. So you've got a bit of a gap over here. You can probably get underneath there and start prising from there. So heat that area up, go around, and then, I'll show you what I would do if you were kind of doing it at home, but obviously make my life easier. I've got a heat-proof glove, a heat pad, put that on there. I've got one of these little tools here to remove the flexible connectors that will attach the screen to the motherboard, and a bit of alcohol. Alcohol is kind of a very good friend of mine, to be honest. I'm doing repairs like this, so without my alcohol, isopropyl by the way, it would be a lot tougher to do the job. This way the alcohol breaks down the glue, and it'll be easier to detach the screen from the frame of the device. So yeah, let's give it a few minutes, and I'll be back very shortly. All right guys, let's have a look where we are. Wow, that is cooking nicely. Probably fry an egg on there, to be honest. Yeah, it's really warm. So let's give it a go. So I'll start off at this end. Oh God, just when I'm about to start, you can hear probably the something going on upstairs. There's someone using some sort of saw. Apologies for that, but let's not let it stop us from what we set out to do right now. So as you can see, I use this blade to get into that gap there. There's a little gap there, and quite easily got in there. So I'm happy with that. And as I'm going along, I'm putting a little bit of alcohol on my tool here, and you can see it seeping through, and it's breaking down the glue very nicely. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I don't want it to, because as the device starts to cool down, it will rebond itself. I'm going to put these little things in there, these little plastic cards, and that will keep the screen from reattaching itself to the bonding. So, well, that noise is really getting on my nerves now, but there's not much I can do about that. I, again, apologise. So, be careful of the sensors and the cameras, so I'm going to try and go around those for now. I'm not going to go right down there, I don't know what's behind there. So, yeah, there will be flexes, I don't know where they are. I'm sure they're at the bottom maybe on this one. You can have a look at some images on the internet, and you'll see where the flexes are, just to avoid them. I had a quick look earlier, I'm sure they're at the bottom, I don't remember, to be honest, offhand. But this is coming off literally like cheese, it really is. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it when a job goes to plan, and yeah, pretty smooth. That's what I like. A bit more alcohol on this side. You can sort of, I can feel it cooling down now. The mat's still quite warm. I can quite easily put it back on there if I want to. Do not rush it. If you're doing it with a hairdryer, do not rush this job. I mean, it might be that you have a good screen, you might be doing something else on the device with something else internally, that's the problem. So as you can see, I've lifted it up now and I'm going to pull that away. Right, so the flexes probably on the other side. Okay, you can hear that noise. I think we are okay. Now the flexes is just, there's one there. I don't think that's the one that you can detach. It's the detachable one will be on the actual board itself. So let's see if we can pull that away. I'm not going to stress it too much. There's the flex there. I can't see exactly. I think that's a bit of glue, so I'm just going to break that up. A bit of glue there. I'm going to try and get this area out here. This is the bit that's concerning me slightly. So I'm just going to push against. You can see what I'm doing. I'm pushing against, resting it on the frame, and I'm pushing it on the glass. So we're not actually going to damage anything. Okay, so I think you can just about hear someone else chatting in the other room as well. Right, okay, so we've got it all going on today. But it is one of those places where things are going on. I can't control everything. Okay. I'm still. Okay, so there's a bit of glue there. You can see that glue there. Let's cut that away. And I think we'll be okay now to pull this away. You can see, I mean, I'm a bit rough with this because I know that this has to be replaced, but you need to be doubly careful. If your screen is good and you've got to change a battery, for example, or you've got to clean a fan out, I don't know what else is in there. But yeah, be very, very careful if you have a good screen. But this sort of shows you at least how to get the screen off. I'm just looking down there, you can see inside now. So you've got the battery, the motherboard there. There's no fans, or there might be underneath there, I don't know, I don't think there is. But yeah, you can see where the glue is kind of a little bit hard there at the bottom, and that's the problem the area that's giving us a bit of an issue. So let's just put a bit of glue down there and just break it away. There you go. How easy was that? Did you see that? It was brilliant. Right, okay, so there is a cover here. I'm not sure, I think the whole lot has to come out there. So what I'm going to do now actually is, I don't know how that prizes off actually, there's some sort of, I wanted to get this off to get to it. So what I'm actually going to do first of all is I'm going to see if, I don't think I've got one of these in stock. So you've got the actual brand of the screen, which is a BOE, and then you've got the model number and the version number. So before I continue with any more of the repair, I'll ring my supplier and find out if we have one of these screens available, and then I will come back to you and we'll continue with taking off the LCD, because if I can't get a screen, I'll put it back together and give it back to the client, the customer, sorry, and then we'll take it from there. So give us a few minutes, I'll be back. Right guys, okay, I just spoke to the supplier. They have got one in stock, but I'll have to wait for it to come in. So it'll be at some point next week. But let's continue taking off the screen and preparing the device for the application of the new screen. So there is a metal plate here which covers the connector. So just get a tweezer, and you'll see it on both sides of it. There's two kind of areas where you can open up from. So just get in there and slowly prise off the connector, like so. That's what it is. And then use a plastic tool. I wouldn't recommend you use a tweezer. Use even your nails. It can be better than using a tweezer sometimes. I just lift off, open the door for the flex, and that will come away. Now, as far as I spoke to the supplier, and they said that it doesn't come with this flex. This is actually part of the device. So what we need to do now is take this off, which looks like a bit of a nightmare. So let's see. Again, I think it's the same thing as the component, the plate on the on the motherboard. So we have to get this off. If you haven't got good eyes, you can use a microscope if you've got one, a magnifying glass. Okay, just about see it. There you go. So that will just pop off. I'm going to use my tool again just to pop that off. There you go. That's off there now. That seems to be all good. Just lift it up slowly from there, and there is a little door here again. There you go. So that has now come away nicely. No damage. Flex looks good. Put that to one side, and don't know why I need this. Don't need that anymore. Put that over there. Get it out of the way. Now, I'm not sure if this has to come off with it. I think this board may need to come off. So let's just have a quick look if we can get this off without damaging it. Now, I haven't done one of these before, so you know, if you haven't done one, we're in this together. So yeah, it might be a bit daunting, but you know, slowly we'll get there. Okay, you can see this is already moving, but I want to get this plate off first. I want to see if the flexes can be detached, because easily. Okay, so yeah, there you go. I've got the first part of the plate off, and there you go. So I think the new screen will definitely not come with this board. So, well, it might come with it, I don't know, but I'm going to be careful in case we need to use it on the new screen. So I'm going to put this like so. I'm going to try and prise out the connector like so. Again, be careful. I'm using a tweezer because at the end there is a bit of a kind of, I mean, I suppose I could try and use this. There is a, if I can zoom in, I don't know if you can see that very well, but there is, I'll bring it towards the camera, shall I? That'll make it easier for you. So there is a little bit sticking out the side where the flex goes. You can just pull them down both sides, and as you can see, that has now come away. So to get this board off, what I want to do, I'm going to put a bit of alcohol just down the side, just to break up that glue, and see if we can, I'll tell you what, like I said, alcohol, oh mate, brilliant stuff. So that is now, there's nothing else underneath there, as far as I'm aware, and there shouldn't be. There you go, that's come away. So absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do now is put all this to one side, and we are going to leave the device as it is. I'm not going to bother taking off all the old bonding at the moment. I'll do that when the screen arrives. So I'm going to order a screen. When the screen arrives, we will continue with the repair. Okay, so hopefully you've learnt quite a bit so far. And like I said, I haven't done one before, so we did this together. Put all the bits in here so you don't lose anything. There's no screws or anything that we've taken off. So we've got the plate that goes over this board. We've got the plate that goes over the small bit here. Now I just need to know where the other plate is. There you go, that's there. So we've got everything that we need now to continue the repair. So I'll be back next week, and we'll see what we can do. Hi guys, welcome back to the video. Yeah, I just said I didn't have a screen in stock for it, but it's come in now, and we're just going to go ahead and fit it in now. So I'll show you how to do it. But I get my glasses on because I can't see nothing. Well, I can, but I can't see a lot without them. So first thing I'm going to do is, there's a screen. We'll open that in a bit. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and clean all the old bonding, or the tape or glue, whatever you want to call it. Take all that off. I've got the charger. Where's the socket on? Okay. Lights come on, that should fire up now. Let's have a quick test. It says no bootable device, so I assume it just needs restarting and we should be okay. So I'll give it a go. All I want to do is make sure the touch works, and this particular customer, they've bring quite a few of these in with these issues, and we sort them out. I'll restart it again. Same thing again, no bootable device, but I need to test the touch, so I need to get into the safe mode of the device. And so just give me a few minutes, I'll come back and then we'll continue with the video, because we'll be here all day trying to get this thing to boot into safe mode. Right, so as you can see, I'm in safe mode, and the screen works perfectly. It responds, it's okay, you can see that, and I have no issues with this machine being sealed up. The rest of it, if it needs some new software, we can do that later on, but at the moment the main thing is to get the screen to work. I'm quite satisfied with this screen and it's going to work fine. So yeah, we'll switch it off, put all the covers back in as well, the shields for the connectors, and then we'll finish it off. So let's continue with the repair. Just take out the flex, that one, and let's put the first shield on. That's great. And then the second one. The LCD ones are done now. So what I'm going to do now, I actually use something called T9000, but T8000, something like this. And I'm going to, this is a black glue. I'm going to apply it to wherever I want to stick to. And then we will apply the screen after a few minutes. So first we'll put this on, give it a few minutes to get a bit tacky, and then when you put the screen on, it'll be a brilliant fit. And you know, it'll be solid. Now I don't trust the tape too much. Sometimes the tapes do come off. So as you can see, I'm using black, being a black screen. That's what I want to use. I don't want to use clear stuff because you can see it sometimes seeping out and it just looks horrible. Okay, so that's been applied. The glue's been applied. As you can see, I've not put a great deal amount. That's fine. What we've got on here, that will do the trick. So I'm just going to give it a few minutes, and we'll see. Now, sometimes with these surface devices, if the batteries are very low, and that sign comes up, the bootable sign comes up, you can actually disconnect the battery here, and then charge the device, and it should come back on properly. If it doesn't, then you'd have to obviously download the software from the Microsoft site and reinstall it. Right, to remove the battery, just disconnect the battery. Sorry, there's two screws here. Just take those screws out, and the connector will lift off. Just lift it up slightly, like this, and then that's it. That's been disconnected. Now you can actually drain the power from the motherboard if you want. Just press the power button. Mind you, mine is a bit flat anyway, so there's probably not much in there anyway. But and then we'll put the screws back. Yeah, don't cross it like I just was about to do. It goes in properly. Now I'm just going to check how tacky this glue is now. You can just sort of, yeah, like if you see that, you can see how tacky it gets. You can just see it kind of like lifts off with the screwdriver. I don't know if you can see that, but it's pretty thick now. So I think that'll be absolutely perfect for us to apply the screen. Let's fit it all in. Okay, make sure you get the shield in the right way around. Let's bang on. Just make sure. I'm just checking to see it's all in. Okay. As you can see, that is now a perfect fit. Well, there's a bit of whatever's any adhesive that is excess, you'll see it seeping out from the sides. So what I'm going to do now, while it's still wet, I'm just going to make sure that all the way around everything is crack on. Yeah, that looks good. What I'm going to do actually, I'm going to put tape, a bit of sellotape on all the way around the edges, just to make sure it's solid and it dries up. It's still a bit wet actually. It still dries up perfectly. Give it about an hour or so and then remove the tape, and that will be basically job done. So at the minute what I'm going to do is I've got this alcohol. Put it on a cloth and just wipe off the excess if you want to. I ain't really bothered about the screen protector. That can be cleaned up afterwards as well. Okay. Another bit of cloth. And that just cleans up the edges nicely. So what you've got to do now is put the tape on, and that's it. So yeah, that's job done. So thank you for watching, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.